Yeah, so it's raining out. Too bad, unfortunately, but we're gonna have to go in and see South Bend in the rain. It's probably gonna look a lot worse than it would in a beautiful sunny day, but hey, you're in South Bend once, you get what you get, right? So we're about to go into South Bend and check out what the hell is wrong with South Bend, Indiana. South Bend. If you haven't heard of this place, you're not out of the loop. It's a small place located way up in the northeast corner of the state, kind of by Michigan. And for this dashboard tour, we're gonna go there and see what it's like firsthand and talk about what happened here and how this place is just a smaller version of what's happening in America on a much bigger scale in many of our larger cities. Now, I found South Bend to be kind of a down-home, run-down, crumbling, post-industrial town with a bunch of Catholics. It's country and urban, dangerous, but kind of quaint. It's a college town with high poverty, and there's cornfields all around. Many would call this a struggling post-industrial city. South Bend lost 50,000 people in the last 50 years. Look at this map. All that red ain't good. There's a ton of blocks here with one occupied home on the whole block. You'll see some of that as we drive around a little bit. There are many reasons why South Bend's hurting now, as opposed to when this was a great place to live in the 50s and 60s. Deindustrialization, suburbanization, white flight, and population trends that took people to the south and west and away from the Midwest all contributed to why South Bend's going downhill. The city's received many urban renewal grants, which incentivize you to destroy your urban core. You're going to see as we drive around town, there's parts of town that are pockmarked with empty blocks where old industrial sites and businesses used to be and homes used to be. At one point, 1,500 of this city's 38,000 homes were vacant or abandoned. That's like 1 out of 20 something. And now they're tearing them down one by one, but they're still everywhere. They're a huge eyesore, and they're a magnet for crime and homelessness and whatever else people do in homes that they're not supposed to be in, right? People in South Bend used to be really hard workers. They used to make the Studebaker car, and they made plows and other manufacturing things. There was prosperity here, but a lot of those old manufacturing places sit empty these days. In South Bend in the 50s, more than half the people here worked in manufacturing. Today, it's only 10%, so 40% of manufacturing jobs is gone. Where do you think those people went? Well, they're either still here, they're poor, or they left. Since 1972, every South Bend mayor's been a Democrat, and today, all but one of their city council members is a Democrat. A notable former mayor is Pete Buttigieg, who is now involved at the higher level with the government, but he ran this place for the last 8 years. Doesn't look like much has changed, Pete. Doesn't look like you've really done anything to fix this place up. Although, they're trying. There's some new restaurants and hotels that are coming in small doses, and they're building some new homes for the first time in a long time here. Some startups have even started to come here, and people are trickling back in. I mean, South Bend has a Whole Foods now, and a Lululemon, and an Apple store, and an Urban Outfitters if you're into that stuff. I am not. Drugs is a big deal here. It's common for there to be Narcan kept behind the counter in public shopping centers. Even the YMCA and the libraries have Narcan on hand. It's because a lot of people here are on heroin and fentanyl and crack and meth. The schools are terrible. 22 of South Bend's 33 schools got a D or an F last year. That's just outright terrible. Of course, it's really dangerous here. You just look at the place and tell. Last year was the most violent in recent memory here in South Bend. There's a shooting here about every few days on record, but there's way more shootings here than that. They had 28 murders here for a city of under 100,000 people, and that's up 87% since last year. Look at all the crime numbers that have gone up. 28 murders per 100,000 people puts South Bend in the category with Memphis and Kansas City, Missouri, and even higher than Cleveland and DC and Philadelphia. This place is more dangerous, has more murders per capita than some of our worst big cities. There's gangs here because Chicago's nearby and Gary's close by, So the gang members come hang out with family to lay low for a while, but they don't lay low, you know. A quarter of people in South Bend live in poverty. That's way higher than Houston and Philadelphia, and not too much lower than Detroit. Of course, the cost of living is going to be low here, but there's a cost to living here. It's a strange place, South Bend is. You have this decaying industrial footprint, and then right down the road, one of the most prestigious universities in the country. That's right, just down the road is the University of Notre Dame. Some people say this is a desperate, washed-up Rust Belt survivor that only squeaks by because of the University of Notre Dame. But the university down the road has pretty much walled itself off from the rest of the city. The University of Notre Dame has its own zip code, its own post office, its own police, its own fire, and even its own power station. They encourage our students to stay on campus, don't go into South Bend, and they encourage our faculty to live in the burbs, not in South Bend proper. There's a lot of South Bends in this country, actually, but, places you've actually heard of. You'll see the same kind of problems you're going to have in Youngstown and Buffalo and Newark and Cleveland. South Bend's just on a much smaller scale. One resident put it like this: downtown's full of abandoned buildings, and there are many vacant houses, and the city's solutions to change one-way streets into two-way streets and have kids paint drawings on abandoned homes to make them look like not such an eyesore. Stupid! And that is just so sad. South Bend, everybody. There's a lot of South Bends in this country, just smallish, rotting away cities that need a big change. They're going to be gone one day. In terms of South Bend, give people an idea on, I just drove through there last week. It's pretty beat up in a lot of areas. It's pretty rough. Tell people what it's like there.
It looks like a Dalmatian. Not because of the colors black and white, but in the terms that you will have this block that is looking very fancy and very nice. Like, for example, you go around the Memorial General Hospital and you will see that spot over there, a few houses by the river, and you will see the doctors that they're just living over there because they're working across the street. But then you cross the Lincoln Way West, and at the same time, you will see the spots there's not being worked on by the city. In the train overpass, you will see a whole bunch of homeless doing tents under the bridge of the train overpass. That housing over here is severe. It is a severe problem. You will find a lot of slumlords.
What about the crime and the drugs? I know it's really
Oh,
dangerous.
oh my God! No, if you go, let me tell you, downtown South Bend is shootings everywhere. Shootings every single night, every single early morning. It will be 24/7. I can tell you firsthand about what they're facing over there on the police department and the detective department, because they are receiving a lot of complaints from the city, and the mayor is like, sorry, pressing them so much, like, no, you gotta do something, you gotta do something. I'm getting a whole bunch of letters that people are getting tired of the crime activity, and they are asking for help from anyone and everybody around here to help them do their job, because if nobody is going to tell the police anything, because the police is this is not the police problem. People think that this is the police department problem. No, this is everybody's problem. So everybody's involved, because I'm getting the one that is being attacked, so I have to help them. And people are afraid that they might get hurt by these people, and I am not driven by fear, so I have little to lose. Um,
And the drug use is bad there.
the drug use, there's a new tendency right now. Like, the drug use is horrible, is terrible, and they are gonna push the people that they don't know that they're new. Because I'm new, I'm just walking 10 p.m. because my car broke down, and it did happen to me. My car broke down, so I have to go back and forth. It's gonna be like less than a mile of walking, and it's 10 p.m. and I'm just going to the gas station on Sheridan and Western. That one is being bombarded by bystanders, by loiters, and over there, that segment from, let me tell you, the shootings is happening most of it from Olive on Western, from Olive to Sheridan or the Krogers. So that is a very bad area. Shootings are everywhere over there.
How do you
Um,
feel about like the all the abandoned homes that you see everywhere? I mean, you drive on some blocks in South Bend and there'll be like one house on the
well, it
block.
was well. Besides the drugs are terrible, are bad. Yeah. The the housing problem is bad. The abandoned houses and buildings, where you're gonna see a lot of them here and there, like 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 I said, you have one block that is gonna look nice, and then the other block is gonna be abandoned buildings. Like in the Lincoln Way West, you're gonna see that. Condemning houses, you will
Yeah.
see them with a sign of condemned. I actually used to live in this house, and it's condemned right now. I don't know why it's still there, but it's a very slow process.
Do people in South Bend have hope that that place can get better and turn things around? Because I mean, it's about half as big as it once was. It looks pretty run down in a lot of areas. I mean, is there hope for South Bend to
Oh
fix
yeah,
this
oh
stuff?
yeah, yeah, yeah. Everybody is over here very positive. It's been improving. Oh yes, it is being improving. There is a issue with housing, homelessness. In that part, I can tell you, HUD is not helping. Because I went there and I tested them. South Bend Housing Authority is not helpful. I believe that these people, they're just sitting over there behind their desk, just to get a fat paycheck. I don't think they're working things. However, the churches are being helpful with the homeless. I try to get involved with the city council. I try to get involved with Humane Society, and the I do can tell you that these people are gonna be, you will see them local over here, and they are not welcoming to new faces or other communities, minorities, communities to get involved and engage into city council activity. For example, a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are complaining about this.
Your destination is on the right.
Hey guys, so if anything I just talked about upset you or made you sad or mad, well then do something about it. Call your local leaders and demand change. Chip in and help those in need. Make your community better, because communities don't get better without hard work and determination. America's a great place. It just needs some more love and pride.
This is Sage, Nick's manager. This has been a Corner House Entertainment production.
And are you looking to move and need advice? I do consulting. That's right. I'll sit down and talk about where the next perfect place for you and your family should be. I do it all the time. Together, let's find you a new home that's safe and checks all your boxes. You can get my email in the description to find out how I can help you find your perfect relocation. And I can also help you find your new house, too. Email me and I'll work with you on not just helping you figure out where to move, but I can help you find your perfect home, too. That's right. Someone's a realtor now. Who wants to deal with a realtor they don't know when you can have me help you, right?